Acting Secretary Chad Wolf says that modern-day slavery must be addressed as he's leading an effort partnered closely with Ivanka Trump and other members of the Trump administration to end human trafficking. One America's Christina Bobb has this report.
Ending human trafficking has been a focus of the Trump administration, and the Department of Homeland Security has stepped up to the plate. Acting Secretary Chad Wolf opened the Center for Countering Human Trafficking to fight modern-day slavery, both domestically and what comes through our ports of entry. I sat down with Acting Secretary Wolf to learn more. You've also launched a new program or a new center within the Department of Homeland Security on human trafficking, or to counter human trafficking. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So human trafficking is probably not a crime that most Americans think about or can certainly identify with on a daily basis. There's a lot of work and a lot of effort at the Department of Homeland Security that go into this horrendous crime. So this is about trafficking usually, but not always, small individuals, children, minors, into the country or across state lines or elsewhere in the country. This is about forced labor. This is about some of the most heinous crimes that you can imagine. The department is committed to really working on this. And so the center that we pulled together is to make sure we had centers of excellence all around the department, all doing a little bit on this issue. We wanted to pull them together under one roof, make sure they work together to identify, to educate folks, to help prosecute individuals, build those cases, but also be able to provide that center for victims so that they can come forward in an appropriate environment. If they don't feel comfortable talking to law enforcement, and some victims don't, that we have individuals there that are focused on the victims and how to bring them in so that they can, again, get the help, the protection they need, and can tell their stories. Because that's a big part about it. We had a couple of survivors at the opening of the program that told their story, and it's very, very powerful. And so the president, the administration, Ivanka Trump, has been very outspoken about human trafficking. And I would say this administration has probably done more about human trafficking to elevate its profile, to get people thinking about it, signing bills into law than any other administration has done.
One of the aspects of it that I thought was very interesting in a lot of the literature that your department put out is that a lot of the trafficking is totally domestic. Yeah. We often think of it coming from third world countries or somewhere else. But can you tell me about the domestic side of what your center is going to be doing?
Absolutely. So we do see a lot of the trafficking or the smuggling, again, across our borders. Border Patrol sees a lot of that and others. But a lot of the work that ICE, Homeland Security Investigations, or HSI is doing doesn't necessarily have that connection, at least immediately with that border. So a lot of it's just here domestically. But again, that's primarily one of their mission sets, is that human trafficking, is that forced labor. And so they continue to do that. But again, when we talk about the magnitude of this, you have 40 million victims worldwide of this crime. And so we're trying to do what we can, again, whole of agency and whole of government approach in combating this awful, awful crime.
Somewhat been neglected a little bit from a policy standpoint.
Right. What we call it, it's modern day slavery is what it is at the end of the day. And so we need to make sure that we provide enough resources and capability to rescue these individuals that are involved in this. And this talks about educating folks to really look for it. Make sure we're educating folks in the hotel business, in the travel agency business. These are folks that come into contact with folks that are likely being trafficked every day, making sure that they can spot that and then refer them to law enforcement.
The administration hopes the center will help save people from any time spent living in slavery, whether sex slavery or forced labor. I'm Christina Bobb for One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Visit OANN.com for immediate access to all the clips you've been waiting to see.